Good morning. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol this morning. My name is Frnacisco Maldonado. I'll be the host. Here next to me is Bobby Hoey. Tom is on Bomil, his wife sitting today, and Sean McDonough, who was supposed to be here, our counselor, is also doing on daddy duties. He's babysitting, and behind the camera, producing our show, is John McDonough. Thank you, John. Good morning. Today's going to be a hot one, folks. It's going to be up to 95 degrees. Right now, we're sitting at 57 degrees here in the beautiful city of Lowell. I really didn't prep up too much to talk about politics this morning. I kind of turned the TV off a couple of days back. Bobby, all I hear is budget, budget, budget. Early in the morning, most of our viewers are from Drake-It. So let's see, what is your opinion on Drake-It? Everything in Drake-It revolves around money. Most of those folks work hard for their money, so they don't want to give it up. They say that Drake-It is tight and cheap. Is that right, John? Cheap. I
once said to John Zimmerman, John, frugal sounds better. He said, no, we don't waste any letters. We're cheap.
I like that.
For a small town, Drake-It has a lot of what I call fights. You know, there's a lot of people that are against each other. Their politics has been like that for a few years now.
That ship's sailing now, though, Bobby.
Yeah.
Those old guys are going out to pasture.
Jump, if you don't mind, the thing that's on my mind right now, and hopefully the mayor's listening, is the budget. And what I see on local TV, just now on TV, I see Lowell up there and talking about how we're missing 13 firemen that we don't have that we're supposed to have, another 13 that are out injured, and then they're cutting 14. I'm going to tell you right now, you want to see a strong, small union? Watch the fire department. They're already all over Channel 5 and Channel 7. Well, I'm dying to see what happens. But, you know, when you're a person that needs a first responder, let's say you need a cop, okay, or a fireman.
They're not happy to see the cops, first of all.
No,
they're always happy to see the firemen. So as police officers, as former police officer, I know I was at a disadvantage against the firemen.
I'll tell you, I don't want to get off track about firemen, right? But I'll go to the police for a second. To me, Lowell Police has been the backbone of this city over the years. We've been lucky to have them, okay? But I want to just go back to firemen for 1 minute, John. Thank you for throwing something like that up. I've needed the fire department, first responders, a couple of times in the past year and a half, you know, and when they come in your house and you might be on the floor covered with crap head to toe, they got to dress you because you fell out of a shower or whatever happens to you. They're pretty, it's unbelievable to me.
What kind of shower you taking? That's what I like to ask.
Well, let me say this. You're cutting 14 firemen, and you're down 13, and there's another 13 that they haven't put in yet.
And they just saved Senegal.
What's
Can
that?
you imagine if they decided to go to lunch, noontime, we're going home, and they just leave the police burning? What would do you think, if we didn't have the fire department we have, what do you think would have had us happen on Senegal with that windy day? Those guys overdid it. They saved Senegal.
It ain't about just fires either. That's what people, don't understand. Like a policeman, telling you, I've lived in Lowell my whole life. I'm 71. I drive by cops and I always say, hey, do you need a water? You need a coffee? No, thanks. I'm all set. But
why do you think they say? Let me just cut. Why do you think they say, the cops say ABCs? Ambulance before cruises.
Yeah.
Because the firemen always end up saving lives.
Yeah, but people will be saying this about you, Cisco, okay? Like when I I think of the cops. Tom Machado comes up from my head right off the bat. My uncle Jack Newell, Dennis Newell, those type of people that I already know. Timmy Golden, yourself, all kinds of people. Timmy Golden, how's this? To me, might have been, and you were a sergeant, correct?
Yes.
See,
yes.
that's why when I see you and I know Timmy Golden really well, no wonder we have a good police department, because they're picking the right sergeants. You need a sergeant like John McDonough needs a bubba, okay? Some guy that works for him. But you do need leadership, and there's nothing like a sergeant. I think above, like the lieutenants and captains and deputies, that's where we should be cutting a little bit. And I think they did. And Lowell, I think they cut one deputy's position.
You said Bubba. I haven't heard
Oh,
that
yeah.
word.
Just a good friend of mine.
Listen, I haven't heard that in a long time. We're going to kill some time here because I haven't heard that since I was in the military. And they had a show in the morning that I listened to on the radio. And they would call a shop out of the blue, right? They'd go, when they had yellow books, right? You know what a yellow book is, right? Yeah. We still have yellow books. John, you must have a collection of them somewhere, right?
Yellow books are gone.
All right, they're gone. All right, so they would
go
go
for the telephone directory.
Yeah. So they would go in the yellow book and pull a name, and they would call that shop and say, "Hey, can we talk to Bubba?" And guess what? There was always a Bubba there. So that when you mentioned that just brought some great memories. We should call. Is there a Bubba watching us right now? Give us a text. All right, back.
Yeah,
back to
you. I'm sitting next to you. You did all your years as a cop, policeman.
Yes,
and I
29 years, 4 in the Air Force.
I did 20 years as a prison guard working at Concord and Susan Baranowski, and then I retired. But it's all the same. You got a chain of command. You got to listen to your boss. You should. And because once your boss tells you to do something and you do it, it's on him if something's wrong, Well, that's the way I look at it.
Your police department and your fire department, all right, are built from the community, all right, here in Lowell. Your community picks your leaders, all right. That's why you have to get involved, engage, and vote, right? So you pick these community leaders. They set the parameters for hiring. Hopefully your very best to be your firemen and your police officers. And you give them the power to make those decisions that we think are best interests of the community. So, we definitely, in Lowell, we definitely have a good selection of police officers and firemen. And they really care about their community. And I think when your firemen and your police ask you to engage, and you should look at them as your very best, like anything else out there, there's always one person that gets caught up and makes it through that's not the very best, but but your majority, 99% of the very best of you, just because we try to do that. And when they ask for you to support them, I wish people go out and support and give a little time, because at the end of the day, when you're at your very worst as a citizen in Lowell and you look up, who you see? Either a fireman or a police officer. Back to you, Bobby.
No, but you should be proud you made it through. I only did 20
Hey,
years.
Bobby, turn that mic on the side. I'm not getting nothing on it.
This one.
Just turn it on the side. I'll change the battery later and grab another one.
Try that.
No, on the side, Bobby, on the
Yes,
side.
sir.
There you go, lad. Now I know which one's dead. Thanks. You're on. Go.
Yeah, well, I only could do 20 years. I couldn't do a year more. That was it. I had a break and I had to go through the academy twice.
Now, is that because the job burns you out? Not to cut, I'm just thinking, because I agree with you. I think, honestly, my opinion of government jobs is like, we should have a system that pays well, obviously, because you're picking the very best of your community. And then have early retirement so that you can turn that very best over, so you have a mix of young and old, a mix of everyone that's in the community, so everyone gets representative. So, and I think there is a a short lifespan as a prison guard and a police officer, even a fireman. You're involved in very high stress situations. We're not built. I mean, you have experts saying this all the time on TV. We're not built for that level of stress every day. It's killing people. So we definitely should be looking at, and then obviously where this is the taboo word that I'm going to say, AI comes into play, right? Well, with AI now, there are going to be less jobs. And if government, community, right, us, do not look at that and decide, wait, we need to create jobs for everyone, and we need to make sure that our elders are all set, and our younger folks, we had just right in the news this morning, right? 2 young folks murdered 3 people, 3 adults somewhere, and that they're still investigating. So I really don't want to talk about the incident, but 2 18, 19-year-old men killing people and then killing themselves. Where are we as a community? Just thinking.
That's just hate. That's just hate. When they do something like that, they hate the people.
But it's taught, right?
Yeah,
Isn't hate taught? Isn't hate being used against your guy Trump right now? But
my guy Trump.
They're using hate. Listen, they're using hate to engage people because hate is so powerful. Like, think how powerful. It's always been used to engage people to do what you want. If you're a good leader,
here you go.
You do that.
Got 55 checks over here.
Oh, I can see. Good. I took my glasses off. Another question. Why don't the police officers collect money at the intersections like the fire department do? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Police officers tend to not collect money because they tend to like money and they like to get paid to do stuff. Firemen, on the other hand, they actually donate a lot of their time to help the community. Let's go to the next text. Good morning. Drake is trying to get the train back on the tracks. Until the school department stops whining about budget cuts, it won't be better. Next text. Did the panel, you didn't even let me answer that. Did the panel see the reporting on Channel 4 over the weekend about the fires on Bridge Street? I didn't see that. I don't watch TV much. Another text here.
Sentence.
On a different note,
that's like when you're on the radio saying, I never listen to the radio.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the radio.
I mean,
what a foolish thing to say.
On a different note, what is the favorite grill food during the summer cookout? I like this, Jay. That's the way I like to go. Talk about food. You know something?
Answer the question.
I like a dog.
I like a sausage with onions and peppers because I got my grill outside and I have a burner out there. So the smell of those onions and peppers cooking on my wok with olive oil. You got to use a good amount of olive oil.
Bobby, what's your favorite thing at the cookout?
Eating a hot dog or two as I cook for everybody else. And when I have a cookout, I usually get the sausage, like he said, some steaks, hot dogs, and hamburgers.
Yeah, hamburgers. I had a hamburger yesterday. Me and Diego, the dog, and our golden doodle, we enjoyed that. I mean, it was awesome. Yesterday was a beautiful day. You know what made it really nice? The temperature was just right, and there was just a little breeze that just kept you cool.
It's going to be in the 90s today, huh?
Yeah, drink plenty of water, keep cool, enjoy. I mean, we were just complaining how cold it was. Winter just didn't want to end this year, but we'll get on a short summer and we'll be back to winter. I hope not. I'll be back to Puerto Rico. Yeah. So back to the firemen. They're gonna ask for a big response at City Hall, right?
It's already on TV. Once you see things on TV, the city will have to respond. But that's a pretty severe cut on a department that I don't believe we should be cutting right now.
You say severe cut. Let's just go back step. Where we're at right now. What are they talking about cutting?
Let me just say this, though, so I don't forget.
Okay.
You got about 13 firemen, approximately. Remember, I'm talking, it's always approximately. that are out hurt. Fell off a ladder, roof caved in on them, whatever. In the prisons, we have what they call the, I think it's IA. You go out with an industrial accident, okay? 100% tax-free, because it's inmate violence. I hope the firemen get that. If a ceiling caved in on them, they should get the same thing a prison guard gets. That's how I feel. And a cop, forget it. I'm too good looking to be a cop. I'd be in trouble. When I was younger, I would have been in trouble. That's the hardest thing for a cop to do. Get through their career without,
Get into a divorce?
Yeah,
It's just
bouncing
cut,
around.
Cut to the chase.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
into a divorce. Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's the way
That's
it is.
why they don't leave. They got to pay for those 3 houses they bought.
Yeah, but when you need one, man, I tell you, if you're in the middle of a big fight or you just need an ambulance or a fireman to get there to save your life, it's unbelievable.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
The problem is with firemen and policemen, it's a very expensive career for communities. Because guess what? If you want good firemen and you want good police officers, you got to have training. Training. As a supervisor, that was the most important thing that I thought was the big thing that kept everybody out of trouble. First of all, when you have young officers today, they're not involved in the stuff that we would. John, before the show started, we were talking about as kids, 6-year-old kids. You must have had a clubhouse, right? We took spare wood from the developers that had left wood around, and we went out and picked the nails out of the 2x4s, right, and straighten out nails all day long to build a fort in the woods, right? So, I mean, today these kids that come into the police department, young officers that I had to supervise, they don't have really good, strong
This
life
is the
skills.
Channel 4 talking about the fire in Lowell. And there's no audio for this because I need Channel 4's permission to run this. But
Okay.
here's a nice video about how the city of Lowell firefighters saved Centerville. No doubt about it. And here we are, the city manager going like, yeah, we need to get rid of some of these guys. I just don't think it's a good idea. And I hope that the firemen get down there, and I hope the citizens of Lowell go down to the city hall, or at least email your city council and tell them, don't cut any firefighters, or I'm not voting for you. That's the only thing a city council understands. I'm not voting for you.
Yeah, I agree, John.
If you lay off a fireman, I ain't voting for you.
What do we pay taxes for? The primary reason
See
we
that?
pay taxes
Look
for,
at
John,
that.
is safety.
Excuse
You
me.
don't want your house to burn down, and you don't want to get robbed.
Look at that. I was right, and I heard that on TV earlier this morning. 13 vacancies, 13 injured, long-term illness, 6 potential layoffs, and 32 positions short. Wow. That's getting hit.
So let me ask you, where is this money for these 32 positions that were short? That's what they consider free money? Free money, folks. Free money. It's considered free money. It's
You know
really
what?
not free
You know what?
because
We'll
it's
find
being
money.
budgeted to pay for overtime for folks that probably could do the job without the overtime.
We'll find money for Tommy Golden and all of his friends to get a raise. We'll find money to buy Tommy Golden a new police cruiser. Don't you? We have hidden money.
Yeah, no.
But it's
You got
not-
let's say 32 vacant positions today. Let's say the average salary is on 6 figures, 100,000, right? What does that add up to? Quick, 32 at 100,000. Is that 3.2
Please
million
remember, when the
dollars?
administration says, we have no money, they whisper for you.
Yeah.
We have no money for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have to fix this problem.
Oh,
They'll cut somewhere else. There's too much publicity.
yeah. Well, that's a
and
good
it's
thing.
serious. Look at those numbers. That's unbelievable, to be honest with you.
13 vacancies, 13 injured, and
How many cops do we have nowadays? What, 200, 250?
as the union president, I had 170 patrolmen at one time. I think the department averages like total of 225. I think they're budgeted for 250.
Okay.
So, don't quote me on that. I've been away for some time. So.
Yeah. That's the best part.
No, yeah, no. I
Whoever-
got 1 year
listen.
down, 1 year of retirement. I'm gonna live a long time. Keep myself healthy.
Yeah. Well, you never know, right?
No, we never know. We never look. As a kid, keep yourself healthy when you're eating these.
Oh, not
They're
me.
delicious.
They're,
Mexican cookies.
they're delicious, but you know what's this made of? Petroleum.
Yeah. Someday.
So
I'll
they
show
must have
you.
go up to like $15 a pack, right?
I don't know what they made of, but
Nasty.
they're delicious.
You ain't kidding. You
Yeah,
ain't-
I just told you, petroleum, oil. That's all that's in here.
There's a lot of things like that, though. You can light
You
it
can
on
you
fire.
can light that on fire. We're
Yeah.
gonna need a fireman.
You can. You can.
Hey, do we have a fireman that's around? You know, get in your pickup truck and come down to John McDonough's funeral home and come join us live.
We're not in the funeral home, okay? We're next to it.
I know we're next to it. Okay, we're next to the funeral home. Sorry.
It's
All right, Bob-
unbelievable.
Bobby. This has changed. You and I love this. I'm sorry.
It's good for you too. You know, because what are you gonna do? Sit at home
I'm
by
gonna-
yourself, watch Fox News? That's all I do.
All right. You're a Trump lover. That's why.
I'm not gonna say I'm a lover or not. I'm a.
Hey,
I think
let's,
the Republic.
let's face it.
Let me answer that.
The numbers
I'm
are
an
still there.
Hey, it's Bobby's turn to talk.
I'm an independent voter, unenrolled. Okay, and all I'm saying is I think the Republicans, not Trump so much, the Republicans are doing a much better job than the Democrats. That's all I'm saying.
And you know something, Bobby? I would agree with you. Some of their policies under the Republican regime are much better than the Democrats. I mean, the Democrats have swung to the left so much that they're turning everyone off. And if they don't look at their numbers, you know.
Oh, I think the Republicans are starting to win things. You know, what happened in Virginia and these other states? It seems like it's going Trump's way so far.
Yeah. Well, midterms
So
are
far.
coming. Let's see what happens.
You need votes, though, right? You know that. Like
Oh,
on
yeah.
the school committee in Drake and Lowell has been terrible. In Drake, I'd be probably firing or looking to fire that superintendent. That's just because of what I see and what I hear. Might be the greatest guy. You've been there long enough. See you later. I'd get rid of him. And then Lowell, I think you got the right one. Work with him. Work with this mayor. My God, it's been terrible to watch. I ain't gonna give names, but there's like 3 of them that I think, you know, they might have seen UFOs. You know, I'm sorry to say it that way, but it's just the way I think it is. God bless the mayor, I'll tell you that.
Did anybody look at the agenda for tonight for the
No,
city
but
council meeting?
I miss Sean.
I know. I love Sean.
He lights up the show.
He does. He's it's good. He does his research. He's really engaged, and
Oh, a smart
he likes the job. And
We got 65 texts here.
65 texts. When there are not enough cops for a detail, why don't we use a firefighter for a detail? Honestly, at this point, why don't we use citizens in Lowell that could use a decent jobs? Cops getting $85
No, I don't want a
an
flag
hour.
waver. I want a firefighter.
Yeah, well,
I want a guy that's...
there's a pecking order. I agree, John. The firefighters should be next in line. I agree there.
So why don't we... Because I hear...
Because they got two different unions, and they would have to fight that out
you know,
with management.
you got to admit.
Next one.
Yeah.
On when was the last time the city had a new fire station? On Jay, that's probably not going to happen for a long time. I agree with you. There's infrastructure issues in this city that we haven't addressed over years. On Cisco, do you own a black stone? A black stone, is that a grill? Yeah, I don't have one. I have a regular charcoal grill, which I love to light up and sit back, watch the coals turn white, and start cooking on. My daughter just got a doodle dog. Incredible pets. Yes, incredible on your wallet too. Those golden doodles, you gotta take them to the groomers every 6 weeks. If not, they get matted. So, and those dogs will love. I love my dog. And when Channel 4 asked, we have a call to the manager's office but he did. Oh, we have we have a call to the manager's office, but he didn't return their call. I would think you meant they made a call to the managers. They never return calls. What say you? $1,000 a day. The Emperor. Is that spelled right?
Yeah, it's J.
We get the idea.
Is the pay for injured officers paid from insurance? No. We're self-insured in this city, so it comes out of money that we put aside. They should make cuts from pork in the city, not the firefighters or the police. I agree. There's a lot of fat in the budget that could be cut out. Next text, when there are not enough cops for a detail, why don't... I agree. Why not? I mean, I would rather have people employed, because let's go back to the street jobs. So the street jobs are contractual jobs. Those are jobs that don't come out of the city budget, but yet provide the citizens of Lowell an opportunity, a lot of opportunities to have officers with their walkie-talkies or their radios to communicate information throughout the city. So there's a twofold thing. You have an officer there that's going to get more respect from the people that drive out there that don't respect anyone. So it's going to be a lot safer. And then you have that officer that's going to communicate information during an emergency throughout the city, and it's going to make the city a lot safer for everyone. So that's why, I mean, I definitely would say the officers are the first in line to be there. The money for those jobs are paid out of the contracts that are put into the state, and the city makes out, the citizens make out on those. And they do get paid well, but you also are in a situation where your life could end very quickly on the road. Some of the most dangerous opportunities to die are when you're on the street. That's why we have sidewalks.
You know, talking about details on the street, I've always driven a little fast in my life, and people drive fast on the streets of Lowell. Believe me, people drive fast. And when you see a detail, when there's a cop there, you slow down. I don't care what you say. All of us. You know, we slow down when there's a policeman there. If you put a fireman there, it might slow down, but just a little bit. I'm not going to be as worried as much.
I agree. I mean, insurance is expensive.
And I look at tutors, and I love tutors. Tutors are the best thing in the school system, if you know what one is, but they're unbelievable. They come in to work overtime the same way a policeman will go to a detail. It's overtime. A lot of times it's a retiree that's standing there. Follow me? Mm-hmm. So it's just a perk for them. Well, we get a good bang for the buck when we have a real policeman with a gun on him that can stop a car or do whatever it takes to pull a car over and give a ticket out. So I'd be for that, sitting in a secret squirrel meeting, you know. That's what we'd be talking about that.
To get the firemen to work details, I agree there. That's an opportunity to have them out there. On firefighters' text here, the firefighters' overtime is also, what was the end of the sentence?
I didn't see it.
Also good, I guess.
You want it back?
It flashback to it, John.
I just got to blow it up again, that's all.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's all right.
I like it when you do that. We can see it.
You know,
we can read it.
When you look at firefighters and you're a policeman, and I kind of know my share about cops, the firefighters' overtime is also hard to fill. Wow. But there's a lot of people making a lot of money because they'll take every overtime they can get. I have friends that are making well over 200,000 because of overtime. You
So
want
let
a
me-
job? Go into the prison
Cisco, you got to
system.
lean into that mic or drag it to
Okay,
you.
so let me just stop you
Go
there,
ahead.
Bobby, on this overtime question. So the text that came in says firefighters overtime is also hard to fill. I agree there. I think management should start negotiating with contracts on the hours that they're on schedule is difficult, all right? And it might be an issue with that. They work 24 on and so many days off, right? On most people today, especially young people, the 25-year-old kids now that are out there, they don't want to work at all. So those contracts worked well for older firefighters, us, that we didn't mind working 12 hours. You know what I mean? We would set our priorities where the job was the most important thing that we had in our life, second to our wives, right? Yeah, my wife Lori, love her. Always second. Work was first. You can't have a happy wife with no money, okay? When she brought home six.
She walks on water. Just leave it
She brought home. This is part of the economy right now. She brought home 6 chicken thighs for $30. I almost flipped out, but I bit my tongue and I cooked those chicken thighs and I ate everything off those bones too because chicken's expensive today. So back to the overtime. I guess they need to look at the schedule on how many hours the firemen are working, and maybe work on changing that with the unions. You want to read those?
Yeah, where's Mike Dillon?
Hey, I got the mayor on the phone here.
Hi, Mayor.
Good morning, Mr.
Good
Mayor.
morning, Mayor. I'm going to have
Good
coffee.
morning, Bob. Good morning, Cisco. Good morning,
Hiya,
John.
buddy.
Go ahead, Garrett. You're good.
So, a couple of things. The firefighters doing details in the city of Lowell would not be feasible. As it is, you guys read off how many are injured and how many are out, and the 32 number. Their overtime has gone from like 1.8 million to over 4.3 million to cover shortages of shifts and keep companies open and stuff like that. And you need firefighters to have rest. Police officers, I don't know how they do it. When you look at some of their overtime monies that they make, and they still continue to get up and go to work every day. I don't know how that happens, but when you look at the fire department, it's just a little bit different. And as for the manager's office, talking to the media on negotiated items, that would be a big mistake if they did that. You don't negotiate in public as a manager. As fire department, police department, unions, and so on, they do that because of public opinion and everything. But when it comes down to a management of any community, that would not be wise.
Okay, well, I can understand that, but if the management doesn't want to negotiate in public, and so oftentimes the firefighters do want to negotiate in public. The same thing with the teachers union. The teachers union, oftentimes they'd rather negotiate in public because the city doesn't want to, the city has a lousy negotiating skill. What's your take on that, Eric?
John, the only time that a union, and I'm not saying fire department, police department, or DPW workers, but the only time a union wants to negotiate in public, including the teachers union, is when negotiations don't go their way or it stalls. They don't want to talk about the things that they're asking for at the table when it's negotiation time, because when I was a board member at Greater Lowell, I wanted all of those spoken in public. When that's what you want to do, because then people can see both sides of the argument. But nobody wants to negotiate in public unless negotiations stall. And that's when you get public opinion and you push agendas and things happen. So in the best interest of any organization, normally you don't negotiate in public. But if I would absolutely be willing to negotiate every contract in public, because I think the public's the one paying for it, so they should be heard. But unions normally push against that, and file unfair labor practices when you do that.
Well, I remember with Paul Georges, he would come here several times and say, it's the law, it's the law, it's the law. And one of my legal friends who worked for the school department said, John, he's lying to you. It's not the law. It's a contractual law. The union agrees with city to keep everything private. And that's the contract they have, so it's contract law. There's no law that says these things can't be held in public. And so
there is zero law. You're 100% right. There is zero law that stops it from going out there. But when you set the ground rules down for the negotiations, that's when people agree not to do it. And basically, the union pushes that because they don't want certain things in public until it ends up being resolved.
Well, this morning, hot on the news is the Long Island Railroad in New York City. Now, they don't want any of the union negotiations in public, but they want the public outcry to get them back to work. Now, it was settled, everything's good, but no figures on wages were disclosed.
Well, John, you look at the mess the MBTA got in, right? When you look at that whole thing, do you know how they solved the problem? The millionaire's tax. They moved all that money that was supposed to go to schools over into the MBTA, and that's how they decided they were going to solve the issues that government caused. And it's sad that they took advantage of the voters and said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that with the money. Yes, they're using it for transportation, but it's the MBTA because they messed it up so bad. It has nothing to do with your normal roads that from wear and tear happen, or your schools where they said it was going. So that's why the deficits are there in your schools when you start looking at how they push the monies over to the MBTA, because it's a failed government system that wasn't managed correctly.
Well, tonight's city council meeting, I suspect you're going to have a lot of firefighters show up. You're going to have a lot of citizens show up. And do you think that's going to change the council's mind at all?
Well, I think that tonight on the agenda is an $800,000 transfer for overtime. That's all you can speak on. You can't speak on next year's budget because that's not what it's about on the agenda. So that's where people have to understand, if you're going to tonight's meeting and you're going to speak, you have to speak on the $800,000 transfer within this year's budget. That's what's on the table, not next year's budget and cuts and back and forth negotiations. And I don't know how they went between anybody.
Well,
I wasn't in the room.
Can you imagine how bad that's going to make you guys look, that you wouldn't let the firefighters speak?
Well, John, that's my job as the mayor, is to follow the rules of what is in front of you. If they want to speak on the $800,000, they're more than welcome to do that. But, our jobs are sometimes tough, and we have to adhere to them.
Well,
and if we don't, then we're good at it.
There is a way to do it. You suspend the meeting, and you say, okay, we're going to suspend the meeting. We'll let you guys talk, and then we'll start the meeting again when you're done talking. There is a way to do it.
You can suspend the rules for things that's something that hasn't been advertised, because you'll have more people who would want to speak either or in favor or against. So it's really not something normally you can do, but certainly you're not wrong. You can suspend the rules to do anything, I guess. But I mean, I'm okay with anything. I go there to work, and there are rules in place, and you just follow the rules. Whether someone has political power or they don't, if someone's going to look bad or they don't, they should all still have the same opportunity in our city to speak.
So I hope the air conditioning's working tonight, Eric. It's going to be 95 today. You got anything on the agenda you want to talk about?
No, I think it's just another Tuesday night in the city of Lowell. I think that all of this hopefully will get worked out very shortly, and we get into budget talks that are progressive for the city. And I said this for the last 4 years, John. They're overspending. They're creating a structural deficit in the budget. And now, guess what? The pipe is here. And it's absolutely what happened. And you can see it. And if you go back to all of those videos of those budget meetings and everything, it was clear that overspending on raises and stuff was the highlight of all of those 3 years.
Can Mayor, before you go, can I ask you on the 800,000, if that doesn't get transferred over to the firefighters' side, how is that going to affect the city? Does that mean they have to cut back on responding to calls, or it just means that there'll be less overtime money?
Cisco, if John pulls up on the auditor's website, and I'll send over the link once I pull over. He pulls that up. You'll look at the Munis report. At the end of April, the fire department, with all the overtime and everything included, spent 83% of their budget. At that time, 83.3% of the budget has gone by. I'm not sure why we're even discussing $800,000 being transferred at this time.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to figure out why we need $800,000 more. I know they're projecting you need $800,000 more, but I don't know how they're projecting that when 83% of the budget in the fire department has been spent. It's covered all costs up till then. Why now do they need $800,000, I guess? But again, in the police department, you see that they have, and you know this better than anybody, when you get 200, I think it's 53 offices, employees, they don't fill 20 of them every single year. So if you multiply the 20 by $100,000, you're in the $2 million mark. There's a lot of money left over in that budget that can get transferred out to cover costs in other departments or within their own. So there is money in that budget.
Yeah, and they sometimes forget that employees retire for a few years.
Well, Cisco, if you look at this year's budget and you look at the names in there, you'll see one that, Osborne. He retired out, and in there is his salary and his name. And his salary was after, I don't know, what was he there, 20 years? So he's got a 20-year gap salary at 114, 115. But when you look, the next person coming in is going to make less than that. So there's a buffer of money that's in that account. And there's more than him. There's Dawn Beauchene. When you look at her exact money she was going to make next year is now budgeted. The next person in is not going to make that much money. Chris Bomil's in there. You look at the same thing, so they're budgeting people based off of the salaries of next year who already retired at the highest rate that an officer can make at that because they were there so many years. And the new person coming in would start at the lower step. So there's buffer money in all of these accounts that they put in, the retirees' names that they knew were retired for some time. I went to these retirement parties, so I know they're not there.
Can I ask you a question? You mentioned pay raises. I've heard a few rumors, and you know how rumors are in Lowell, that some people had raises of over $50,000 in just a year or two or three. Is that true?
Over the last 3 years, some of them have seen significant raises in that amount, yes.
Wow.
And I said that last year, Bob, at the budget hearings, but no one wanted to move on them, and I said that there were problems, there were structural deficits because of these big raises, and someone had to do something. And again, this year, you're seeing raises. The chief of police makes more money than the city manager now.
You know what I don't like?
Take his pay raises.
What I don't like right now is you're so busy, I don't get to see you enough. That's the truth. I know how busy you are, so keep up the good work, and God bless, and have a great summer, and bring on baseball, my friend. Bring it on.
And thank you, because as a citizen of Lowell, I know that you leave some money on the table for other stuff, because I know you don't get paid, and one of the things I've always said, if you work, you should get paid, and I don't know why that continues in the city, in the state. Shame on our politicians for not fighting for other politicians that are doing the right thing and not receiving their full compensation.
Like you and like Bob and John, when you grow up in a community, it's our civic right and hope that we can be a part of something that's going to really give back to it. And I think that we've done a lot of great work. And, this is just another one. Every year there's going to be a hiccup. Next year is going to be worse than that budget. And you heard it first right here. Next year's budget will be much tighter than this year's. So you better hold on. And people will not understand it. So we got to rein in some of this overtime and try to get it so that we all can manage together, or we're going to lose more positions, and we're going to be in every news station very shortly next year. So you may see turnover of people who just don't want to ride the wave through this stuff, because when you're in good times, it's very easy to spend money. when you're in the tougher times, that's when management takes over and you see the outcomes and you see people who can actually manage through. You know, when you think about our community, you think of the Paul Cohens, you think of the Dave Cressmans, you think of all of those people who managed through all of those tough times. And I think now you're seeing it, you know, it's not easy when you have to tell people you really enjoy being around that there's no money.
Hey, Eric, before you skedaddle, and I know your time's precious, I appreciate you calling in. The Lowell High School rejuvenation overcost, is that addressed in this budget? And how are we going to take care of that?
Yes, 1.6 million in here. So, you know, you're seeing a 1.6% increase because of it. So you're going to, you know, right now you're projected at 4.6% increase. So 1.6 of that is just the direct cost of the high school. So if the high school was not on that, it would be a 3% increase. So yeah, it's a drain, and you know that's what happens when you just keep pushing off all of these capital costs, and you tell us how great you were during the times that people served, and they were giving 0 and 1% increases, but let the infrastructure fall apart to the extremes that heat was an issue in schools, the roofs were leaking, the windows were down. You know, those are capital plans that you have to have in place, and you know when you look at the past, you see where you have a window of monies that you can get to the ceiling, but the problem is that you negated fixing all of these things, and today's cost of 4 times the amount as it would have been if you maintained the things back then. So you're paying a lot more because of those indiscretions in looking at budgets.
Eric, you're the best. Good luck in tonight's meeting.
Thank you.
I hope the air conditioning's working in City Hall.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
Eric.
You know, when you think about it, John,
So listen, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Take your thought. Text.
The two people that gave us an early warning about these type of budgets coming up was definitely Eric, and the other guy was
Sitting next to you. I ran on that.
no. You know who else came on the show and gave us a big warning was Jay Lang. Jay Lang told us this is going to be a bad year coming up in the next couple of years.
Jay's a
But
great guy.
just him and Eric. To me, that's the only two people I really heard it from. But go ahead. Where's Mike doing? I love that guy. I'll tell you. I have never seen a detail officer pulling anyone over for anything. Most of the time, they are sitting in their vehicle, on their phone, or looking in the hole. There might be a percentage of them that do that, but I see most of them.
It's a perk. Get over it. Always has been. It's a perk.
The most successful lottery in the country, weed shops on every corner, gambling establishments, but the state is broke. Bull fertilizer, J. The firefighters
That's
over.
old. That's old. I got a
Okay.
new one here, and I got one after this, too. Somebody blow this guy up.
How many people on the city council work for government? How many are business owners and self-employed? I don't have all the answers to that.
You got to make a living somehow, Jay. Thanks. Back to you, Fisco.
Bobby?
Go ahead.
I mean, it's always nice to hear from the mayor. He does earn his keep. He doesn't earn his keep because they don't pay him. But he does his job. He does his job, and that's what I like about mayor. And I like him in that position. On the 800K transfer, they're talking about that. I guess if you're going to go to City Hall, understand that the subject on the agenda, which has to be notified to the citizens, is tonight's point that the mayor made out was that the 800K transfer is what's on the agenda, and if you're going to go in there to talk anything other than that, you're not going to be able to speak. So
Cisco,
just make sure you
you
stick
got-
to the topic.
Cisco, no. That's not what he said. They can suspend the rules and do anything they want to do. And when they suspend the rules, they can suspend the rules, they can suspend the meeting, they can let the firefighters come to the podium one way or the other. They can, it's against the law. Who do you think you are, Paul Georges? Making up laws?
No, but I
There's a
agree
way-
there, John,
there's a
but
way
the
to do
rules
it.
are that the subject at hand is what you should be talking about to keep the meeting going. You know what I mean?
But
and he runs the meeting, right? He has to follow the rules.
The city council,
And the city council has the power to suspend the rules.
and you agree that firefighters can speak if they do that.
And yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you. I want to put that point across.
No, I'm on your side on that.
I can't see anybody thinking that taxes weren't going up. It's nothing, it doesn't shock me.
It goes back to what I started. What did I mention earlier? $30 for 6 pieces of chicken thighs. People, wake up.
Is that high?
Yeah, I get it. Market basket.
I'm a consumer. I don't buy anything.
Let me tell you, I could go with $30. I could go to Butcher Boys out in Andover, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful,
We've all been there.
fresh
been
butchery, right?
Yeah.
And pick up 2 chickens, stuffed with that cranberry stuffing that I love, and for the $30. That's so, and we're getting, and that's at Market Basket.
Market basket, I can get 6 chicken thighs for about $5.50 to $6.
She wasn't shopping at.
And there's a lot of meat on the thigh.
Basket.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, but what I bring that out, because it's a little humor. I like humor. I like laugh. We can't get too serious about this because at the end of the day, we all live together. We all want the very best of our community and our family, right? So, and opinions, everybody has them, and you should give everyone an opportunity to talk. That's why, as a sergeant on the police department, I didn't have a lot of issues with getting situations where people got hurt, because I really believe that most people just want an opportunity to express their opinion and be heard, okay? So, but, we talk about the cost at the supermarket. That cost is everywhere. That government is dealing with the same thing. It's very expensive to run a city. And most of the money comes from your tax base. So, obviously, we're going to have to pay more taxes.
No. How much? I should have asked Eric, because he'd know.
In most cities, the tax base pays to run the city.
And I say this, and a lot of the grandmothers get angry at me because I use this word. The city of Lowell power pisses the federal funding away. They get rid of the money. Oh, it's not on the taxpayers. Just piss it away. That's what the city does. And the city should, it's taxpayer money. It's all taxpayer money. And it should be treated as state money. It doesn't cost us anything. There's a dummy that should be fired. That's what I would do. You get
So, and you go to that, you're referring to the opera money, which is the money they gave because of COVID, right?
Why don't we have a new firehouse, okay? We had all this money come in. Tommy Golden gave it all the way to the not-for-profits and everything else. And when he had no money left, I said, and a wheel fell off a fire truck, I said, you know what? Maybe we should buy new fire trucks.
You know why, John?
They should have replaced the JFK Civic Center.
Yeah, poor management of funds, okay? Look at what Haverhill did. They took the same amount of money, maybe less money, and they invested it into their downtown area, right? They used some of that money to develop those buildings that didn't have elevators, right? Which was the big cost that was holding developers from building their downtown. And they used opera money to do that. And look where they're at now. We used our money. I don't know where it went to, but it's management.
Well, Lowell is not downtown Boston. Downtown Boston's always going to thrive because you have a tourist industry that loves to go to Boston. Mm-hmm. The burning question from Bart is on your golf balls. How many golf balls has Cisco lost this year so far?
Well, but to me, if I'm playing very well, I don't lose any balls. So I tend to lose maybe a dozen every season because I tend to go look for balls, and I do well to spend a little time looking for balls.
Okay, yeah. What does a brand spanking new golf ball cost? It depends on what kind it is. Okay. The average
right now, $10 a ball.
$10. Okay, thank you.
That's expensive. Well, maybe let me go back. Half of that, $5. It's like $60 for a dozen, so probably $5, right? Roughly that. Yeah, a little under $5.
Yeah. I'm not an expert when it comes to golf.
But that was last year's prizes. I can only imagine they're probably going to get like $100 a box. So yeah, $10 probably is a better estimate.
Well, there's petroleum in those balls.
Oh yes.
I'm just barking back at you.
No, but I love that. That's what's going to get us through this. Oh, did we miss the break?
No, we still got.
All right, Bobby, you got 5 minutes.
Well, what I'd like to talk about in the last 5 minutes maybe will be Mike Dillon. Do you remember the fight he had with the unions? Even the unions down in Washington, they heard about this kid because they were telling us, you put a mask on, keep the kids out of school, you got to go get a shot, you got to do this, you got to do that. They're getting caught now. What's that guy's name? Fauci, whatever?
Fauci.
Yeah. They're all in cahoots with a real, they know it came from like a lab in China and all this stuff.
The Democratic media is not going to cover it.
You know what I always felt about that, though? All right, here we go. Everyone walks around with hat in hand, but everyone has a car, cell phone, eat out all the time. Spending has certainly not changed. That's true. I've been out more than ever, and I don't like that. I'd rather eat at home. I go to Good Times probably twice a week. George's Deli,
Well, I've
maybe twice
discovered
a week.
the deli has a better hot dog than Elliott's.
Oh, I love the hot dogs at George's.
If you want a good hot dog, go to George's Delicatessen.
Oh, yeah. They're like
I
trailer.
could not believe. My brother said, Johnny, you should try the George's Deli for hot dogs. Or maybe it was one of my kids. I tried it. Oh, my God. They're delicious.
What is it about Elliott's hot dogs? Because they're like green and yellow.
They used to be.
They used to be. They're not green anymore. They're actually cooking them fresher. I think what happened was they turned a little green when they sat in the steamer for a couple hours. 4 hours later, they started turning green.
We all have eaten them.
But we ate them. They were really good. They're still good hot dogs. They're still in
Elliott's
business.
green hot dogs were fantastic. I love those. I used to get them all around with real onions. Now they have onions in a bottle. They're all watered down. You can't taste them.
Nothing like a fresh onion cut up and diced properly.
Louis at the deli. It's much better.
I don't know. Have we ever
And if you don't know the deli's location, they're right on Gorham Street, right across from, what's the cemetery, St. Patrick's?
It's right up by the old Dairy Queen 1,000 years ago, up by St. Pat's.
Oh, Dairy Queen. We used to enjoy that. You lived in the projects, right?
It's a little boy, a couple of years.
Was the Dairy Queen that big of a...
Oh, the Dairy Queen, come on.
I can't believe that went out of business in Lowell, because there's one down the beach we always go to. It's in Salisbury. Delicious.
Oh, yeah.
My wife stops there all the time.
Got a couple of minutes left.
All right.
That's what I've been watching. Almost everything that Mike Dillon was for, it's all coming out that he was right. And he took a beating over that issue. He had everybody against him. Almost as, definitely worse than Karen Casella, the people she had against her. Mike Dillon had twice that many. He had it all the way down to Washington. Shut that kid up and boom.
Yeah, no, Mike Dillon's a good member of our community, and we're going to see him back. He's not done. He's going to come back. He's raising a family. He has a young, beautiful family. And
I see him at everything. I see him everywhere.
Oh, he's definitely going to be one of our leaders, and I can't wait to see him. And he has my vote.
Yeah, I think he's going to get stronger in the next year or two. We'll see him back out.
The last text of this hour is... Either one of you guys can read that.
The best thing about Elliott's is it was open late after having a few cocktails. Were they open real late?
Yesteryear, but now not so much.
My favorite part of Elliott's is the roll. How they toast it, and then the relish, mustard and relish. Oh, man.
We got to go to break, boys. So I'm putting this slate up, and we'll be back then.
All right, thank you. Break time. Oh, welcome back. We just took our breaks. We filled our cups with coffee, and we're going to go for another hour. Now we're at City Life, and the text line is open. My name's Frnacisco Maldonado, and Bobby Hoey's next to me, and John McDonough is producing the show. Talking about our opinions of the city and what's going on, and whatever you throw on towards us in a text, we'll be more than happy to give our opinion. And that's strictly what it is, an opinion on, and, recognizing some citizens in this city who work hard to make Lowell as great as it is. And we talk about our years here in the city and why we still live here and why we love this city. The last thing we were talking about.
Good question from the audience.
Oh, here we go.
How about ketchup on a hot dog? Well, so Cisco, what do you put on your hot dog?
Ketchup, a little ketchup is fine, but I think the best combination is relish with mustard
Bobby,
on a hot dog.
How about you, Bob?
Mustard and relish, sometime onion, sometime.
Oh, yeah. Fresh onions, not bottle onions.
Yeah.
I used to love ketchup on my hot dog, and then my late Uncle Eddie, we discovered all around, which has mustard, relish, and onions. Oh, love it. Love it. But if my wife makes the hot dogs, I put piccalilli on them.
John, did you get to go out on Monday to go out and eat? Did you guys do your meal this past Monday?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
yeah.
did.
Oh,
I forget where we went, but we did.
How can you forget? Monday was yesterday, was it not?
You got Jay's message still up on the TV there,
That's
John.
fine.
Sorry.
That's all right. So anyway, Cisco, the first hour we talked quite a bit about fire department, police department, budget. The mayor called in and gave us the update on a lot of things. But he told me a long time ago, your property taxes are going up. I was not shocked about everything that I read in the paper recently. I think there was a charge in there too, for trash, something about trash, we have to pay a little extra. There might have been something there for water, I'm not sure. But everything went up. And guess what? It's going to go up again next year. Barney's was the best late night spot after the bars closed. I would say that's a good one, Bart.
Well, Santoro's was open wicked late, too.
No,
but
Bonnie's was good.
good.
Ranch what was the waitress there? I call it, was it Ranch, her nickname?
Blanche.
Blanche, yeah. She was fun. She always was a good conversationist, especially when you had a few too many beers. But those eggs were well cooked at 4 a.m.
You notice, you must have noticed, Lowell, they got rid of a lot of, like we owned one at one time, bar rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Neighborhood bar rooms all over the place. You see how many are gone? There's not that many left.
No, I mean, that industry is hard to make any money on, just the cost of insurance alone. And then the electricity. Can you imagine trying to run that kind of business now with electricity? Think of it. You got the best beer is the coldest beer, right? Those refrigerators are sucking up electricity every time you open that door. You know what I mean? It has to cool down again.
You have any gigs coming up?
Not on. I'm actually going to do something over the weekend. Right, this is Memorial Weekend,
Yep.
and I'm going to be over at the in Centerville with the ceremony over by is it what's the donut shop there on Aiken Ave?
Top donut?
Top Donor. Yeah, I'll be there for a ceremony. I'll be providing the PA system for the ceremony and some music and stuff like that.
My wife wants to spend at least a week, maybe 2 down in Hampton. I go down a lot anyways to Hampton, so
Oh, nice.
rent a little cottage. That's what she wants to do. So I love Hampton, Northampton. That's where I like to walk around. You know,
some good memories down in Hampton and stuff like that area. We have a lot of people that ended up moving down there and living there from Lowell.
Yeah, when I was real young, we did Salisbury. That was our beach. All my relatives, my mother's side.
The state park for Salisbury?
I was a state park fan because of fishing, and you had hot showers.
Yeah.
Hot water. Oh my God, that was
Yeah.
that was unbelievable.
Do they still have those bathrooms there? I remember like going in there as a kid. I haven't been there in years.
You know what I love about it? Well, back then, it was a rough place. You know, at Salisbury, did they put the stadies in there?
Yeah.
They cleaned it right up.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great fishing spot, that's for sure.
Oh, are you ready to go fishing? Because I haven't unwrapped my boat yet. We'll be talking, instead of golf, we'll be talking about the boat, you know?
Do you remember, I think it was a couple of years ago now, time flies. Paul Belay almost got killed in the Merrimack River, where the Merrimack meets the ocean.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he went down. His boat went down, everything. He was almost crushed by a bigger boat. And then I was on Paul Belay's boat about a week before, went out fishing.
Does he still have a boat, Paul?
No, we gave it up.
He gave it up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
I think his wife talked him into it. Hey, Paul,
Yeah, he had a
I
scare.
almost lost you.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I've had my boat I've been boating for over 30 years. I've had my present boat for like 25 years. And I am close to putting it up on the market. I think I want to try something different. I like to stay on land, maybe do an RV for a little while and see if I can get out and see the rest of the country. I mean, we're so lucky to have, first of all, good transportation for vehicles to get anywhere in this country. Obviously you got to have the right vehicle, and gas is expensive.
There was a guy by the name of Brian Bond. He used to be high and mighty in public access in Drake. And he bought a fantastic, super duper motorhome. Probably cost him $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
Nicest granite floors, and he drove it all over the country. Him and his wife went all over the country, and now they live up in Maine.
Yeah, and this is a tough time too because
Quite
of the
the
gas prices.
exciting time for him.
Yeah.
I got some texts here, boys. Let's go. There we go.
I'll read this one. Property taxes are increasing, and so did the manager's salary, and his administration will receive a pay increase.
Jay, you're right. I think they already did receive it.
With the police chief making more than the manager, will the city council kiss Golden's behind and give him a raise? I think they already did. They will find the money for that. At the top of my street in Drake, they shot a 21 gun salute on Memorial Day. Oh, they shoot, sorry. It's pretty cool. I agree. Respect for our servicemen. We wouldn't have what we have today if it wasn't for people dying fighting for those rights.
And I got one more just came in asking about kayaking. Either you guys ever do kayaking?
No, I don't like kayaking.
I have a short kayaking experience in Puerto Rico because the water's warmer, so if you fall off, it's not that bad, but not in this area, no.
It's great exercise. I had one of my friends, he would kayak in the canals, in the marsh, down in Hampton and Salisbury. And he said, John, I got lost. I couldn't find my way back.
Oh,
so
God.
I never did it again.
Whitewater rafting is pretty exciting. It matters, what rapids you go down.
Yeah, they have that. They offer that, right, in the Concord River. I'm not sure if they're going to do it this summer, but I've heard them doing it in the past summers here, right here in Lowell. I'm not sure if that's still making money for that business.
John, you got this fireman thing up here. Is that next week?
That's tonight. Oh, it's next
Tonight?
week.
Next week,
Next
right?
Next
Yeah.
week, yep.
That's good. That's cool.
I thought it was tonight.
Now, they save us, now we save them.
Well, I think they did we would have lost Centerville if we had the Chelmsford Cellar savers only. I'm sorry, not picking on them. Just they fight fires different in Chelmsford than they do in Lowell.
Look at what
Those firemen saved Centerville.
Look what Bart's got up there.
Boat stands for break out another 1,000. I agree.
Yeah, but it's a fun time cruising around doing some striper fishing or whatever type of fishing you want to do. Mackerel. You know, it's funny. I caught a lot of mackerel. I forget who it was. I think it was Cam K, I believe. I gave them all the mackerel, and when they cook it, they don't even take the bones out of mackerel. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I won't eat a mackerel or a bluefish. There's no way I'm eating them. Bluefish scared me to death. When I see them, I try to stay away from them. But the stripers,
I mean,
love giving
macros are excellent if they're cooked well. They got to be preserved too. They spoil pretty quick. So as long as you put them on ice and you bleed them, they're very good. And also they're very healthy. I mean, macros, a main dish out in Europe. They eat mackerel all the time.
So start next week, boys. I told you during the break.
Oh,
It's
that's the shirt
summertime
I'm
dress
wearing?
code, so you can have a T-shirt like this guy does or whatever. Just no more ties starting next week.
that would look good on Corey Robinson.
Yeah, it'll look
That
good
would
on
look
you
good.
too. You
No,
look
no,
good.
no,
With
no,
a
no.
nice hat,
I
with
know what I'd
a
wear.
pointed hat.
Hey, it's fun to come on the show with you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's fun having you next to me.
And when we have Sean McDonough here, Tom Bomil, it's quite a foursome.
Oh yeah, I think four is much better than two. There's so much time to pawn off to someone else to talk about something if you lose track. I mean,
You got to admit, right? If you like him or you don't like him, he's not shy. This Sean McDonough, he's not shy.
no. What I do like, he's very informative. He does his research and he comes back with some facts and says his opinion.
We have this mayor that we've had some good mayors, Rita Mercier, Danny, and a couple of others that I can think about. They did a great job. Being a mayor is a tough job. You might think it's easy. It's not easy. They got
a lot
to
of time, a lot of consumption of time. They're asked to be everywhere. Who wants? John says it all the time. When you're having an event, who do you want there? The mayor. You know what I mean?
If you look at the past, let's say 4 years, Danny Rourke is the mayor. He brought a lot of what I liked about he ran a tight ship, meeting type thing.
Mm-hmm.
He had no problem throwing some people out one night, throwing them out, which sometimes people need to be thrown out of that meeting. That's just my opinion. But what makes it is when people go to the mic and they know what they're talking about. I go to the mic, I never know what I'm talking about. Dirty Harry would never put ketchup on a hot dog.
Make my day.
No, there's a lot of people that
I
like
love his
ketchup.
movies. Clint Eastwood.
He's still with us too, huh?
He won't let the old man in. That's what he says. He's like 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
He said, "What's your secret to old age?" He says, "I won't let the old man in."
Have we ever had a Puerto Rican win a council seat?
No,
Never.
There hasn't been. Well, you definitely need more engagement from that community. If you're going to have a Hispanic on your city council, you got to vote. But we got some great councilors, and I do like the fact that they're representing districts. I know that's a topic nationally, right? With the Supreme Court ruling in regards to some of the Voting Rights Act, but I do like the districts. I think it gives the community a better representation at City Hall.
Respectfully, Councilor McDonough doesn't have any answers to the questions.
Jay doesn't care for city councilors. He picks on Rita Mercia too.
That's okay.
And
It keeps everybody
and that's what
honest.
we do. You're entitled to
Yeah,
your opinion. and
Opinions are important.
Appreciate it. This is from Tom Bomil. And he said, "Hi, guys. Hope to see you all next week. We'll even bring the donuts. Thanks, Tommy. You're the best."
He's giving us donuts. Oh, boy.
You know, we have a Plan E form of government, which I like. I think it's good. I think we caved when it came to redistricting. I think you look at what's going on with that word, right? That's all you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But then after I seen it, I said, oh boy, you know what? This makes it easier for people to get elected. You know the guy, a good guy too, Paul Rathayam, when we had it before redistricting, he would never win because he's at the end of the list.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, I know people say, don't say never. Well, I'm telling you, you're not gonna get elected with that letter. Why?
Why is your last...
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
no,
it
I
killed him.
agree. It does a
But I'll tell you what I do remember about Paul Rathayam was he spent upwards of $20,000 approximately of his own money to put up veterans reefs all around the city because the bill was somewhere near $26,000 and the city didn't have that money. He put that up. I'm pretty sure of that. And he got beat with the new redistricting. It just happens. You know, it's fun. There's nothing like it. People.
Paul Rathayam, Cadillac of a guy.
Well, it's fun with this new way because you can get elected. A lot of people in their district, believe it or not, they can get elected if they come out and work hard. You worked real hard,
Bob,
But go ahead.
But they get elected, you know why? Because the turnouts are so low. You got under 8% voting, and that's just a couple hundred people. You know what I mean? You can actually buy a couple hundred people if you really wanted to. I mean, not saying that's how people get elected.
that's why.
But I mean, we need more engagement. If you live in this city and you're not voting, guess what? You shouldn't show up at City Hall complaining that your taxes are going up and that people have jobs that pay too much.
So, guys, I'm going to do announcements. I know it's a little early, but that's okay. So, first of all, on Monday, Town of Tewksbury Memorial Day Parade. If you got a little kiddo or you're an old buckaroo and you like parades, this is great. Go out to Tewksbury Route 38, start at the police station, going all the way up to almost to where the old airport used to be. Just stand along that route and you're going to have a lot of eye candy. And if you want any more information about this, I'll shrink this up so you can see the bottom with Mark's phone number. Call Mark Kratman. And so take your fancy phone out of your pocket, take a picture of this slide. That's Mark's cell phone number. And he is the mover and shaker in Tewksbury to make stuff happen. So that's on Monday, 11 a.m. It steps off right at the police station. John Drinkwater is going to have a party June 1st, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Old Court, downtown Lowell, 29 Central Street. Donations start at $25 and they go up to $1,000. So you can donate at drinkwaterforrep.com. So I hope to see you there. The courthouse auction. If you haven't already signed up for it, you can still call that phone number to see if you can get on the list. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know how many bidders are going to be there. But that's going up for auction in June. So that's days are coming. Touch a Truck out in Tewksbury. This is coming up pretty soon on May 30th. It's the DPW is going. The state Department of Transportation is going to have all their big trucks there, and their address is 20 Clark Relocation Road, right across the street from Market Basket, the Stadium Plaza, and good time to be had by y'all. That's a freebie. So if you got a little kid that wants to get on one of these big machines, that's the place to go. Today's the 19th, so that means over at the senior center, they're having sliced beef with gravy, $2 for lunch over there. It's pretty good stuff. The Holy Trinity Greek Festival. It's coming up June 12th to 14th, and as we get closer, when we get into June, we'll talk more about this. St. William's Parish Picnic, that's in June too. It's a cookout, a great time to be had. We'll talk about that more as we get closer. Back to you guys. That's my announcements for today.
Well, how warm is it right now? Let's see. It's 59 degrees. It's warming up pretty quick.
Yeah, we're going to be up to 90, right?
Yeah, 95 is what I seen on the high end. Make sure you got water with you, and make sure you keep cool. Yeah, I mean, gravy on stuff. You like gravy? Just
Yeah, I
before
like
we go
beef
back
gravy.
into the politics.
I like beef gravy, chicken gravy.
Do you make
sure.
your own gravy? John, you make your own gravy?
I'm a consumer, not a creator.
All right.
My wife, she makes cruise food. She makes her own gravy. She makes her own tomato sauce or just, spaghetti sauce. Delicious.
Yeah, I like gravy. Well, think of it. It's based on the bottom of the pan, right? Whatever's left over, you will water it down and put some flour and a little salt and pepper, and you yum. Add more flavor to the beef or the chicken if it's lacking flavor. All right, Bobby, where were we at right now? I mean, you want to talk
Were
about
we talking
the
about
difference
nuclear
in
plants?
nuclear plants?
Yeah.
How we get on that?
I'd like to build them off.
I think nuclear plants are what the only way to serve and save the infrastructure in regards to electricity. I mean, we've put so much demand on electricity because we want to go all electricity without having the proper infrastructure.
No, we don't. The governor does.
The governor, yeah. The governor that was running on, I'm going to save you $50 on your electric bill a year. Yeah, $50.
Okay, so I'm living here probably 40 years. We have always had a gas grill on the back porch. Satellite technology for the insurance company, they see a gas grill on my back porch, and they tell me, if you don't get that off your back porch, we're canceling your insurance. It's bad. I says, this was 2 years ago. So I write them back, it's an appliance. It's attached to the line in the house for gas, and it's like the stove. You want me to get rid of the stove in the kitchen too? So they let it go. This year they said, we don't care. If that's still there, we're canceling your policy.
I love insurance companies because the fact that they just want to take money, right, and never pay for what you're paying for. I mean, there's always a disclaimer. There's always a reason why they're not going to pay 100% on what you paid for. But they'll take your money and they'll cut your insurance right away the moment you fail to make payments. And then they say, oh, you lost the benefit of being our customer for years.
Jay brings up an interesting point. It's not like that at all. I don't like the counselors. That's true. You don't like the counselors. I have a problem with my 94-year-old dad's taxes increase year after year with no results. Well, you make a good point, Jay. I think that how old should you be that you don't have to pay real estate taxes?
I say 75.
So if you're 75 and you own the house, no real estate.
Yeah, are you 75? Is that what it is?
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. How about, I would think on 62 62, not 62. Let's go 72 would be a fair number. If you make it into your 70th birthday and you've paid taxes your whole life and worked hard to support the community should sit back and say, it's time for us to support you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think it's 65.
Yeah, that's...
No real estate taxes when you're 65 or older. on your primary residence. So you own a triple decker. 1/3 of those taxes is free.
You know something? And you know the guy that could do that for us is in the White House right now.
You think so?
Oh, if anybody
You know,
wanted to catch
listen.
stuff like that and run on it, he's the guy that came out with the no taxes on
I'm willing to bet.
tips.
I'm
right?
willing to bet before the midterms, maybe a month before it, October, just before the election, we all get a $5,000 check. Watch. Hey, listen.
Is that going back to what I said? You get the 8% of the population that votes you can afford to buy?
Yeah, that's all he has to do. Give us another check. Give us another check. Where's the money come from?
Yo, we just print more money.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's really
Where's the
unbelievable.
deficit right now? Where's the clock for the deficit? John,
How about
bring
our
that
governor?
up. Let's see how much
talk
we
about that for just a second.
Yeah,
Why
let's
does
go.
the government get to spend money that they don't have?
It's crazy, is it not?
Can you do it?
No. Who's that credit line coming
Why
from?
do we let the banks lend 18-year-olds $86,000 to buy a new Tahoe? Why do we let them do that? It's criminal what we let the children do. I mean, the kids, I was stupid. Maybe you were always intelligent, but I was stupid. I could have bought a brand spanking new Tahoe for $86,000, just signed a piece of paper. And you got a 7-year bill.
Yeah, no, the bills, how about that?
Should be illegal.
The banks are extending loans up to, you want a house? You could get a loan for 50 years. 50 years they want to go now. Car loans right now, 10 years. You're buying stuff that's going to be worth nothing. Halfway through, and you're still paying on it. And they have no problem with that. Where's the critical thinking in finance? And John brings this up all the time.
How about the governor, though?
Teach kids to be critical with their finance. They're not teaching that.
Teach them personal finance.
You know, I have a lot of people that will talk to me, or I know them on Facebook, stuff like that. And all of them are talking about how this governor's going to lose, the governor we have. I mean that. That's all I hear. I don't hear that she has a shot. She's out. She's going somewhere else. That's what I heard.
Now, how about a performance-based salary for the manager? What do you say? Well, I'm sorry, but in Lowell, Massachusetts, the manager really can't sit down because too many people have kissed his butt. And he has blisters, so he can't sit down.
Yeah.
The manager has jobs. The supreme power. The manager has jobs.
But that doesn't sound like a bad idea, John, right there.
Never going to happen.
Well, my opinion on it is the fact that why have a contract? You don't need a contract.
No, you don't.
You earn your keep. You earn your job. So if you're a manager, the risk with management is very high. But you look at the salary here. Unfortunately, he's getting paid less than the police chief. But the salaries for city managers are up there. There's some of the top paying jobs in the country.
He's making $1,000 a day.
$1,000 a day. That is beautiful. How many golf balls can I buy for $1,000?
Yeah.
100 balls, right?
Yeah. I don't golf that much.
Now that $1,000 a day is based on how many days he actually has to work. It's 5 days a week. You got your 12 holidays. You got all these. You got your sick days. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it would boil it down for the amount of days he has to work. He's making $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Because I will have people at City Hall tell me how wrong I am. They love to correct me, and when I roll out, okay, let's do the math together.
No, I agree with you. And you just brought a great point on, and the mayor was talking in regards to discussions, unions discussing issues, and you
public.
also said that they go out to the public when they're losing. They're losing, right? No one talks about the fact that the police schedule, they work less than the average on 40-hour a week on person. They work like 13 less days. So annually, 13 less days annually. So if you do that math, the salaries that we're paying for a police chief and paying on police officers is very, very good. I mean, and like going back to what I said, with those pay come higher risk, higher demands from your employer, and that's why something I don't like to tolerate on when people make mistakes making that good money. They should be held accountable.
Well, what's accountable? So, okay, you made a mistake. What do we do? Lob your head off? What do we do?
Well, you have to take everything into consideration.
You give them a big bowl of nut and honey.
Yeah,
That's what's going to happen.
Nut and honeys.
The average age of a first homeowner is 44 years old. How old was the panel when they purchased their homes? I don't know. I was not that old.
I bought my house in
right about that.
1998.
I'm probably like 30.
Yeah, I was like 32. I mean, maybe a little younger. But I bought a ranch for $109,000,
Well, the
which
other
is
thing,
worth
too,
$1
is
million today.
you first have to luck out and find the right person that you're going to marry.
Yeah.
So, if you're 21, you're 23, she's 21, you just got married. How do you know that's going to work?
Yeah.
I had a good friend of mine. He had more
You
money.
marry for money at that point? Because if you're looking for that first before you buy a house, I think that might be an important thing.
One of my friends had more money than God.
Oh,
And his
nice.
daughter's getting married, and I said, "Why don't you just give her one of your? You got tons of real. Why don't you just give her a house?" He says, "John, I'd love to, but I'm not sure this is going to last." And you know what? It didn't. They got divorced. So my friend was right. His hunch was right.
Love's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is a crazy thing.
Yes, it
But
is.
everybody should experience it for themselves. Yeah.
If you find the right arm charm, the other person on the other pillow, it's fantastic for your life.
Yeah, I've always said find someone you have more common than just the time in bed. How's that? And it'll last longer. Bobby, what's your opinion? I got no opinion, Cisco.
Well, listen, what is it now? 50 years, almost 51 years I've been married to the same person.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
And
beautiful.
I have someone that can do anything. Like put your floors in, your cabinets in, everything.
She can do plumbing.
She can do it all, and it's a great feeling.
Oh,
And
that is awesome.
and
You
all I-
married a winner.
all I have to do is watch Fox News. That's it.
That's
That's all.
awesome.
That's all.
That's awesome.
Tommy's bringing donuts next week. So, Cisco, what's your favorite donut in the world?
Oh, that apple stuffed donut over at the Donut Shack is a killer. I can't pass on those. But a good donut, I mean, for me,
you're
the
one
coffee is more important than the donut because I drink
Really?
black
Wow.
coffee. If it's nice and strong, with a nice donut, a little sugar, it just makes that combination perfect for me.
Yeah, donuts are a hard thing to give up. I sneak them.
How about you, Bobby? What donut would you sneak?
The last one that I snuck was a Boston cream pie because I can snuff that down in a couple of seconds. But I love the cinnamon donut that's from up there at the Donut Shack. Everybody likes their marshmallow. Try their cinnamon. It's like a plain donut, but covered with cinnamon. Great donut. I might go.
And me, I will take over-the-top donut. There's two things I love over there. The coconut-covered cream-filled donut. Oh, love that donut. And then they have what's called a bear claw over there. The guy by the name of Butchie Murphy used to work for us part-time. He lives down in North Carolina now. But Butchie, during church, because the church would be like an hour and a half long, so you'd have donuts. Now they're all 45 minutes. But would have donuts, and he'd get me a bear claw. Oh, it was delicious. And then on this side of the river, we got the Donut Shack, the cream-filled, lemon-filled, good stuff.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. The Greek festival that's coming up there, I miss that Olympia food so much. Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're right. I do too. I mean, I do miss the Olympia. I was hoping we had another great Greek family take over. I mean, we have some great families that could financially afford that restaurant and get it back on a operating on.
Yeah, it was definitely a family problem because more than one person owned it, you know.
Yeah.
But the taste of that food was incredible. I love that place. But that area too, huh? The huge apartment buildings on Merrimack and Cabot. That place is like overbuilt, I think, but we'll see. A lot of money being spent down there where the old Cosmo Cafe was. They cleaned it up. It looks
Yeah, because you don't need parking. They're building all these houses. There's not going to be any parking.
Well,
And
some
I
of them
told,
have parking underneath the structure, right?
I think Kim Scott was here last week. You're going to see cars parked on Gorham Street.
You know,
I agree.
They're going to be right on Gorham Street. That's where they're going to be. We got these. Cisco, you want to take these?
All right, Starbucks or Dunkin's coffee? I prefer Starbucks because it's a little stronger, but I grew up on Dunkin's. What is Melanie's donuts? Look incredible. Sorry, came out wrong.
Yeah, Melanie comes from the little something once in a while. I was taught if you don't have a job, marry one who does.
I like that. Look at the time. I should be getting out of here so I can make my
But
tea
you're going to
time.
go golfing, right?
Yeah, I got a 8 o'clock tea time for golf. I completely forgot I was committed to this.
Well, see, we can
golf. Just
Bobby
like
and I will talk about breakfast now.
breakfast.
yeah, it's no big deal. Summertime.
Breakfast. Oh, yeah.
Another couple of weeks, everybody that watches this show will be at Seabrook, Hampton, Salisbury.
Yeah, when I go down to Hampton, I'm going to call Hampton Public Access and see if they want to take the show.
Oh, nice.
Because they got nothing doing down there.
Yeah.
They might get a kick out.
I mean, I can't wait for fried food. Have you gone out and had some seafood yet? Fried seafood?
I had seafood yesterday.
All right.
Just a haddock plate, that's all.
You go to Captain John's? How are they doing?
My wife wanted to go to Good Time, so we went there.
Good Times, excellent.
Yeah,
They got some good
around
food.
noontime we went there.
Cisco, they want to know, when are you playing?
Where or when?
Both.
I'm playing at 8 a.m. on Mount Pleasant. I have a locker there, and I have all my clothes there, so I'll strip down and be on the tee time on time. If I leave here in 2 minutes, I should have
I'll ask you the food
enough
question
time.
of the day. So you sit down at your favorite diner. What are you ordering?
Favorite diner for me?
Your favorite diner? Yes.
I like 2 eggs over easy. I like home fries. I like white toast, butter, and bacon. And I love to have my eggs warm, not cold, and like to take some of those home fries and dip them in that nice and warm oak. Oak, yeah, did I say that right?
Yolk. Gotcha, I know what you meant. So, Bobby, you sit down at your favorite diner.
Yeah.
What are you going to get?
Am I going for breakfast or dinner?
Well, we'll talk about dinner later.
Okay. Bunnies up where Fitzy's
Have
was.
you been to Bunny's yet?
Yeah, a couple of times.
How is it?
Good.
On the
They're
scale of the
new.
owl, are they as good as the owl?
Well, not yet.
Okay.
But it's very good food. The food's awesome. But they're new, so it's going to take a while. Fitzy's up there helping him through, even though he sold it. He's up there still cooking, full grill. A lot of boot mills, you know. That's what my kids like to eat. I'm not a boot mill guy.
I like the boot meals
Yeah,
up there.
I'm not.
I've already visited Bunny's, and I give them they got some work to do, but
Bunny's is on Lawrence Street where Fitzy's used to be,
Yeah.
and they opened up like last week.
yeah, no, they got a lot of support from the community. The food was good. and I think it's only going to get better.
Well,
Like
Jose
anything new.
Sorrentes, he's related to them people.
Yes, he is.
And he's looking for me to get to try it out. So I'm sure we'll be trying that.
Yeah,
out.
no, we can plan that on someday. We'll throw you in the car and we'll go head out right after the show. But I'm leaving because I'm going to go golfing. Thank you very much. We're going to keep talking about the budget till they decide to approve it. But I'll be back next week if John invites me. And Bobby, sorry, but
Bobby,
I'm going
I'll
golfing.
see ya.
Cisco, you're a regular. You're here what do you mean? You're here every Tuesday.
I'm here every Tuesday. I'm here for the coffee and donut. And Tommy, I want some of those stuffed donuts, maybe 2 Boston cream pie donuts for me and Bobby, and we're gonna eat those live. Are we live?
We're live still.
I gotta go.
You have a good time, and I hope you don't lose any golf balls, okay? But John, when you mentioned, breakfast where we go, there's no doubt the Owl Diner, to me, can't be beat. It really can't be beat. I don't know why, but they...
Love you guys.
Bye, Cisco. Have a good time.
The reason why I like the Owl Diner more than any place so far is their ham. I always get 3 scrambled with ham, home fries, and white toast.
If we go over to the Owl,
Yeah,
I get the ham.
That's what I
Because the
get.
ham's got to be a quarter of an inch to half an inch thick.
that's unbelievable.
Oh, God, that's good stuff. And then I'll get 2 eggs over easy, the ham, the home fries. I put ketchup on my home fries. I know it's weird, but I like that ketchup on the home fries. And down the beach, we go out to a place called Gouron's Luncheonette. And I get an omelet over there with everything but tomato. If there's tomato in my omelet, it does something to the taste. I don't care for it.
Is that lady still out there,
Uda? Oh, yeah.
Is she?
Uda,
That's
she's a-
quite a breakfast, too.
she's a beauty.
Oh.
And we have a lot of fun because what I'll do is when the place is crowded, with my Irish high speaking, I'll say I want to get, I'd like some Belgian waffles with fresh whipped cream. And she'll spin around at the oven where she's cooking, on the hot top where she's, the hot plate where she's cooking. She'll spin around and give me the dickens for that when I ask for Belgian waffles with fresh cream.
Yeah, you got to watch out what you ask.
She's funny. Well, she knows we're having fun.
Yeah. The bridge is being worked on, right? So
It's fantastic what they're doing. It's going to go down to 1 lane each. It was always 1 lane each way. And when it's done, it's going to be 2 lanes each way. It'd be nice.
It looks like the bridge is really high. The new
Well,
bridge.
that's so they don't have to open it up no more.
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable.
And there'd be no more. They pay somebody to open that bridge. That's a lot of dough.
Yeah. But it's a good beach. Hampton's a good beach. You better watch out. Don't be driving drinking. Don't have a beer between your legs.
I remember going down Happy Hampton Beach. I'm driving there. We got a nice Chevy convertible. I got my kids in the back, and I got my diet soda between my legs, and we're inching down the boulevard. And of course, they got the cop. There's a cop up on the balcony of the casino with his little walkie-talkie.
Oh, yeah.
So the little dinky motorcycle guy comes up to the car, and right aside of me, and the other motorcycle guy's on the side of Ellen. And they said, "What's that? Hello, sir. What's that you got between your legs?" I pull it out. It's a Diet Coke. He says, "Well, we just stopped to tell you what a beautiful baby you have." And they just kept going.
Yeah. You know what they should pass to make Hampton a better place? I don't know if you can do it, but I would pass having a pit bull with a choker chain. Can't just have it on a leash that's around its neck. I would want if not, you'd have to leave the beach.
Well, I don't know why they just don't have
I
face
see.
coverings, healthy face coverings for dogs that bite. mean, you got these
It's a
beautiful,
great
like,
idea.
you take Joe's dog, this Angolian Shepherd that he has. That dog is so big, I can ride that dog. The dog is freaking huge. You've seen Agnes. And beautiful dog is nice as pie. But if you go near any one of the kids who live here,
No, and
it's
that's
going
what
to be
I'm
a
saying.
disaster for you.
Those pit bulls, a lot of people, I seen one near my house. A girl had one, and she was on the ground holding on, and the pit bull's just pulling her up the street. That's how strong they are. Those things, to me, maybe put a mask on them. What was that
Well,
called?
see, this business of, you don't see too many dogs because the cops are really good down there.
Yeah.
They'll stop and say, hey, you got to bring that dog
Well,
home.
maybe they fixed that problem. Maybe they already did.
No, if it's crowded, they don't really like the dogs. There are a lot of people who have dogs now, and the cops are really pretty good. Well, it's too crowded. You need to bring that dog home.
Am I right to say in the past few years there's been some pretty big fights at Hampton?
Well, Bobby, being an old timer,
Yeah.
9 o'clock comes rolling around,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. I think they had a
I'm
couple of
fast
big.
asleep, but now the kids have guns. It's cool. Like when
Yeah.
I was a kid, it was cool to have your hair looking like a beetle, and you
Yeah.
had these little pointed shoes called beetle boots. That was the cool thing. And if you were a hood, those were the bad guys. They were called hood, and the other side were called society. But if you were in the hood, they had knives. Now these kids have guns. And the sad thing is, they don't practice with them. So here I pull out my gun, I aim at you, and I shoot a nun crossing the street. That's how bad of a shot I am. So these kids who have guns, God, you should just go out and practice.
It'll be a big day down there today, I bet. Even though it's a Tuesday, the heat is going
Judy's down there with Kelly. Judy and Kelly are down there today at the beach house. So
good day to be down there.
I think they're coming home tonight but 90, it's going to be 95 today. Good day for the beach. Now,
Yeah, I know you're older than I am, but doesn't time fly, huh? Or it flies. I seen your granddaughter on Facebook there with Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Zoe?
Zoe, yep.
Yeah. Look
She
at
did
her.
that dance thing.
Oh, God,
Very
how-
talented. She loves that.
I can't believe how fast they grow, though. It's unreal.
You ain't kidding.
Oh, so you know what Judy's been through with her back.
Yep.
Well, I'm going back and forth to Boston because my spine and my neck need an operation, but I'm a high risk. But I told him I don't care about that high risk. I don't. Just get rid of this pain. It's incredible. And I feel bad for anybody that has a bad back because I have one now. Your neck's worse.
I will tell everybody who's 59 and younger,
Yeah.
do your traveling now. Don't say, well
Oh,
someday
yeah, you
we're going to
gotta
go to
move.
London. No, make it this year
Yeah.
because once you become an old timer like me,
Yeah. Once you hit the 70 mark, things are coming. But
Yep.
not for everybody, but get it done. I agree. I drove around America twice, so I did move around quite a bit.
when you were young, could you do it now?
Yeah. I didn't do it when I'm older. I can't even. My wife don't want me to drive. And I was a professional driver. Now I can't even drive. I'm terrible.
You remember Ralph Mercier?
Oh, who don't remember Ralph?
So
Mercer?
Ralphie, he was one of my best friends. We would go riding around, and if I had to go pick somebody up who died way up in Maine, Ralphie would come for the ride. He loved driving, but when he was driving, he wouldn't look over his left shoulder.
Oh,
He'd pull out of a street and he wouldn't look over the left shoulder. Oh, he was a funny bugger. Honestly, just the
You
way
ain't
that
kidding.
he
I wish
kept-
he was around. He was always fun during
he
the
knew
campaign.
politics, man. He knew how to play
I
politics.
just know. I got elected the same time Rita Mercier did.
You did?
The first time, yeah.
Wow.
When she first got elected, I got elected to the schools.
So
And Ralph was on.
Jose Sorrento sent me this, and the 4th annual Robinson's Multicultural Showcase, the Fabric of Us, a Youth Voices Cultural Showcase, celebrate who we are. They're going to have all kinds of good stuff going on. May 21st, the doors open at 5 p.m. at the Robinson Middle School. That's at 110 June Street in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. Only $5 to get in. All proceeds will benefit the victims of that fire that happened on Bridge Street. So good cause, and thank you, Jose, for sending us. And I forgot to put it in the hit parade this morning, but trying to make up for it right now. So take your fancy phone out of your pocket there, and there's a barcode if you want to donate to this thing. And there's more information there too if you like. So hope to see you over there. Back to you, Bob.
Yeah, Robinson School. I remember that school needed a lot of work. And that's what we need. If you ever wanted to go back to neighborhood schools, Centerville needs a big school, middle school too. They need one. Then you could do it. You possibly
Well,
could
Bobby,
do
the
it.
problem with the building a school now is frankly this, that when you say how many kids are in your senior class, and we'll say, just for the sake of conversation, 1,000. How many kids are in your kindergarten class? 500. The downsizing of the Lowell School Department is going to be significant in the future. So why are you going to build for something you don't need?
Yeah. Well, that's your opinion, correct?
Yes.
I believe we're going to go upwards of, we might not hit the 200,000, but we're going to get 150,000.
Well, you ask the likes like Sean McDonough, okay?
Yeah.
Whether he'll answer or not, he's a pretty open guy. How many kids you going to have? And most of these couples will tell you they're going to have one.
John, I drive around this city and I love my city, and I'm telling you, just one guy I can mention his name, Dave Daly. Got houses going up everywhere. One on Willie Street, 4 or 5 on Westford Street.
Great.
Always one going up there in Belvedere. He's just, and don't forget who I like to call him the condo king. Hasn't built anything. Kazanjian. He owns a ton of property. And I believe someday we're going to be upwards of 200,000 people. It's going to grow. Boston, Cambridge, they're coming our way. Can't afford to live there. $1 million for any house in Cambridge. But in Lowell, you can still get yourself a house. That's how I feel. I see so much building going on. It's crazy.
Well, Bobby,
From one guy.
I don't think you can buy a house like you could. I don't think the kids nowadays can afford a house like we found the money, but the kids nowadays. I remember when we bought this house, went down to the bank. Brenda Richardson was the loan officer. I think she's retired. Went to Enterprise because that's where my friends worked. So I don't think it was called Enterprise Bank. It was before Enterprise. But at any rate, it was the same company that grew into Enterprise. And went down and talked to Brenda. Okay, fine. And it wasn't a big deal. Now it's crazy. The bank makes you go and find out how much the house is worth, and does the house need painting? How old's the plumbing? It's crazy stuff the bank makes you do nowadays. And loans aren't cheap.
No, and if you have a low percentage, you don't want to borrow any money on your house. If you're 3%, you want to stay there, you know. Go borrow money. What would happen? Go up to 11%? I don't know. Better off not borrowing, that's for sure. Houses, every year, I can't believe how much they assess my house for.
How much?
Upwards of 400 grand. I don't know the exact number. My house is over 100 years old. 2x3 construction.
Bobby, the little dinky
How
condo.
can it be worth that much money?
The little dinky condo we have at the beach, 700 grand.
It's unbelievable. That's a beautiful condo, though.
Well, just because it has the great view, but
Yeah, still. It's
700 grand is the taxes. So that's nothing. You really sell more than that.
Yeah, that's the problem. They assess your house for too much.
So the children need to be taught you can't blow all your dough. If you're making $500 a week, 100 of that's got to go in the bank, and you never can touch it. And once you get used to living on that, oh, honey, we got $10,000 in the bank. Let's go buy a new car. No, leave it alone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ignore it.
We all want a car, though, right? I was always getting a truck. Now they're like a Tahoe, trucks and the Tahoe and the Suburban. They're all probably over $100,000 by now.
I'll ask Google.
A good Tahoe, loaded, I would say is upwards of $100,000. Corvette Stingrays, 110. It's like buying a house. What did we pay? $85,000 for a house? That's not too long ago either. It's crazy though, just to keep it up. I talk about insurance companies, but I don't have enough time. There's only 3 minutes left. Read the fine print.
It's a fully loaded Chevy Tahoe, 90 to 97 grand.
Okay, I was close.
Yep. And what do they call those? Oh, Silverado.
Stay right there for a minute. See where it says Chevy Tahoe?
Yeah.
My brother Gary, the guitarist.
Yeah.
He added a Y on his car, Tahoe.
Oh, that's cute.
He did.
That's cute.
He added a Y.
Smart guy, very talented fellow.
Yeah. See, I love this Chevy Suburban. That's like having a truck.
The Silverado, only 80 grand, but still, have some 18-year-old that signed a seven-year note.
Yeah, cheap though. You got to get the 2,500 or the 3,500.
You want the 2,500?
Yeah, that's what you need. A Silverado doesn't have really any power.
80 to 95 grand.
Yeah, that one right there is a good vehicle. Especially if you get the top tier high country.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another nice vehicle. Tahoe's all you need. A good Tahoe is as good as anything, but if you need a pickup truck, that one right there, that's like equal to a Ford F-250.
Well, I think that
Ford trucks are pretty cool. I don't care. I know
Ford's going to make military vehicles.
Yeah, well,
they just won the contract.
We used to, when I was at the trade school, Ford stood for fix or repair daily. Not anymore.
Ah, the good old days.
Jay's still watching us. We all sacrificed a certain lifestyle to afford a house. Kids won't sacrifice their lives for a house.
I got to see who's on tomorrow. I can read it to you. It's easier because we're running out of time.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have their kids probably still.
Hey, tomorrow we got Linda Brown's going to be the host. Town manager for Tewksbury, Colin Loisel's coming.
McDonough wireless call.
And Ralph Hogan from the regional schools, he's coming too. So time is short, Bobby. Time to say goodbye.
All right. Have a good day, everybody, and thanks for watching.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Oh, that's funny, this guy. That guy, I'm glad that, you know who I didn't have fun with? I won't say nothing right now.
Give me that.